morning, everybody. How is everybody this dubious weekend? I say dubious because it's really not pleasant outside. It isn't for me. Hello, Kamalas. Thank you for liking the stream already. I appreciate it. And you catch me wondering why my CPU is using why OBS is using 6.3% of the CPU. 4%. Okay, maybe it does sometimes and I don't pay attention. Right, and you find me trying to do one of Nightwave's missions on Il Palace. Just straightforward enough. Trank an animal. Perfect capture. I've got 2 already, so we'll try for 3. I just need 3. And everything is working. And I don't want to be here. I want a nice quiet spot where I can hunt a few animals. I don't want to do the fractures. Like, oh hi Anna, how are you doing? I'm not intending getting into combat just yet, so you don't have to dash off, but I do appreciate you liking and sharing. Well, that's good to know. I was supposed to go visit my son today, but he and his mother both have colds. And, yeah. I don't feel like catching it, so I'll see him in a couple of weeks. I say in a couple of weeks, I'd see him next week, but I'm visiting my mother next weekend. It should be nice. Alright, so apparently I need 3 perfect captures of 2 different animals, and I've got 2 already. And I do not want to get involved with... I don't want to do that. I don't have the necessary equip for that. So let's just try and get clear of any enemies. Oh no. Sorry to hear that. It is the season, of course, for colds and flu. I don't normally bother getting a flu jab. I don't interact with people that much. Not in person, at any rate. Although, of course, when I do, it tends to be on public transport, which, of course, is notoriously full of diseased monkeys. And I apologise for that. I didn't make up that expression. A teacher I once interviewed with used it. And you'll notice that Peanut here is sporting brand new armor, courtesy of Nightwave. He is looking very laden, I think would be a nice way of putting it. Oh, call for recovery? Kidding me. Somebody probably, it wasn't me.
The Horos favor bodies of water, what with their mainly fish diet, but they're not especially good swimmers. This particular subspecies, however, is a bit of a rarity. Let's keep him safe.
Ah, right, well. Let's see if we can't find some other animal to tranquilize. At the same time, avoiding any particular fights. Yeah. Not in the mood for a fight right now. Come back later when I am. I find, granted I'm not exactly old, but getting older, that I don't recover as quickly as I used to. Yep, thank you. Well, what's for dinner? Oh. Apparently I am going to have to hit things a few times. Alright. I don't want to follow tracks. It's not me doing that, that's somebody else. I wish their distance to target didn't mean just random rock outcomings. Hey Tony, how are you doing? You may or may not have noticed that I've published a couple of short videos today about passing mastery tests. The reason I did that was sort of keep my hand in, to be honest. And it was something small I could do fairly quickly. It's not supposed to be a definitive guide to how to do it, even though I did actually kind of do it at a disadvantage. The weapons I used were completely unranked, unmodded. So it was the Warframe I used. I used my Excalibur. Of course, unlike most players doing some of the mastery tests, the early ones, they won't have had a max rank Excalibur, but again, I did it without mods. It was just an interesting exercise, and at some point, yeah, it gives you some background video. That's new. Yeah, pretty much me. Recording and uploading mastery rank videos was an idea I had some time ago, and I finally got around to doing the recordings. I actually recorded the first 8 mastery rank tests, which will be released this weekend and next weekend. Curious thing, I think I've got this right, if you do get monetized on YouTube, live streams don't count towards keeping your monetization. As far as I can tell, they seem to want you to upload videos. I think it's once a month at least. So, like I say, it keeps me in practice. But I don't have to worry about that for oh, I don't know, 6 months. Actually, strangely, if my channel continues to grow at the current rate, the way it has in the last month, I could get monetized in the next 6 months, maybe. That would be a bit of a flex. And talking of which, I said I would see if I couldn't resolve the whole issue with some people not being able to view the live stream on Twitch. So, as I thought, once I achieved affiliate status, viewers would be able to change the resolution, which seems not to be the case. So, Prakash, if he's around, very kindly looked into that with some of his devices, and we determined that actually he has mobile devices that have no problem. It tends to be apparently some of the older or cheaper devices that have the issue. Likewise, apparently some browsers have issues with it. Now, I haven't been able to check streaming with various browsers, but I did actually take a look and see whether all the browsers that I have immediately available to me had a problem. So I checked Safari, and I checked Firefox, and I checked Chrome. None of those had a problem viewing saved videos, but they would not allow me to change the resolution, which is really peculiar because you get this, option to, you get this auto option, which, as far as I can tell, always selects the source resolution, which doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. I don't really see why Twitch is so peculiar about this, because all you have to do is really downscale stream, which isn't a hugely difficult thing to do, even on the fly, but still. The other option was apparently to, when I multicast, don't use Restream. Basically get a mod for OBS and configure the Twitch part of that multicast for a lower screen resolution. Not quite sure, but okay, let's assume that's actually possible. The problem is I found 3 mods for doing that. I kind of knew they were there, because when I was looking at multicasting in the first place, I did research this, but I went back and took another look. Now, one of those is a download of some kind, which is for Windows and Mac, which is no use to me because I'm running Linux. The other 2 mods, there seems to be a bit of debate about whether they actually work currently. But the thing is, you actually have to get the OBS source code and do a custom build. And geek though I may be, I don't want to start getting into rebuilding things like that, and it would take entirely far too long for me to try and figure it out, during which I would almost certainly break OBS, possibly lose my profiles. Yeah, it gets complicated, so I haven't found a good solution. Unless there's something in the settings I'm missing. Which, knowing me, is entirely possible. So that's all I currently have for you, I'm afraid. In terms of that sort of thing. This isn't going to work, is it? No. Should have bullet jumped it. Oh, that is not necessarily the best place to go. Yeah, to be honest with you, they were pretty much what I encountered when I was trying to set up multicasting in the first place. I just hoped that maybe things had changed, but the simple answer appears to be no, they haven't. My only remaining hope really is that there is something I'm not seeing. As a Twitch option. Oh, this is a bit tedious. Sorry about this. On the other hand, it makes for a somewhat more relaxing stream than usual. I'm not sure you really want Warframe to be a relaxing stream, do you? Yeah. Horns on armor. Terrible idea, by the way. And you may be thinking, horns on armor looks cool. You know what the main problem with putting horns on armor is? You're basically giving your opponent a handle. You know, you can grab it and then do things with their head that they would not appreciate. So, yeah. And you may think, doesn't that apply to animals with horns? And the simple answer is it's a different situation, because animals with horns are doing it, amongst other things, for sexual display. And they also tend to be much bigger than you. So if you go up to a big cow or cattle and irritate it and then try and grab it by the horns, it's going to basically trample you anyway. So yeah, different circumstances. And of course, most animals with horns, when they are fighting other animals, those animals don't necessarily have hands to do the whole grabbing of the horn trick. That's... oh, okay. How's that happening? And how to... Well, somebody did that. It's not me. Oh, it must be over there. I will try to compensate by finding things to talk about instead. For the fact that this is needlessly harm. Oh. Yeah, maybe I'll be able to steal somebody else's capture.
That is the call of a pubber, not the mightiest of...
Oh no, I don't.
nonetheless.
I already tracked a... What do they call them?
Must be stealthy.
A popper?
Upon by sorgors and vermig.
Yeah, I already tracked one of those.
Slightest hint of danger. Trank rifle at the ready.
Yeah, I've already got these.
We've lost them, Outworlder. Let's regroup and try again.
Let's just find something that I haven't got. Ooh! If I can find one of those flappy things, the names of which I now forget. Didn't get a decent capture on that earlier. If anybody's got any subjects that they might want me to talk randomly about, as if I know what I'm talking about, please let me know. Who knows, maybe I do know something about it. Subjects that you should not include. I include bovine dentistry, something about which I know very little. Like, nothing at all. And that, by the way, is not a joke unique to me. That's a joke that goes back to Andy Weir, strangely. Andy Weir of The Martian fame. Back when he used to run a webcomic called Casey and Andy. I actually knew him very slightly before he was rich and famous. Was mildly involved in his discussion forum associated with that webcomic at one point. I believe we interacted, but the likelihood he's going to remember me is remote. I don't know. Why not? They taste good. I am not, it has to be said, the biggest fan of the traditional English breakfast, although on rare occasions I've been known to enjoy one. I tend to find it surprisingly bland, actually, but and I'm not a fan of fried eggs, so... Scrambled eggs I can eat. Fried eggs, not so much. Don't like mushrooms either. Or black pudding. So some of the classic aspects of the traditional English breakfast I don't like very much. But baked beans? Yeah, why not? Why shouldn't you eat baked beans for breakfast? Have you seen what people around the world eat for breakfast? That's like saying, why do you call that disgusting white stuff you pour on biscuits gravy? When that's... I'm not entirely certain what my reaction was when I was introduced to the American concept of biscuits and gravy, and this rather dubious white liquid was introduced to my plate. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, it actually tastes fine, but it's not what I call gravy. It's more like biscuits and sauce. The other thing I never got, in fact, I think the first breakfast I saw, was it the first breakfast I saw in the United States? I think it was. I was in Atlanta, Georgia. I had arrived the previous night and been ensconced in a motel. And I was, my manager picked me up from the motel because I didn't have a car or anything, obviously. And he took me to a Waffle House for breakfast, which was an interesting experience. I don't understand why Americans have this whole thing about Waffle House, but okay. Yeah, that's when I got introduced to grits. Okay. I shouldn't complain, and I am not complaining. After all, we in the UK have been known to eat porridge for breakfast. I suppose you could argue that porridge is just grits made with oats. And in case anybody is sort of wondering, I'd probably have question marks about other traditional breakfasts. I don't actually eat breakfast, that's the funny thing. I can't remember the last time I ate breakfast. I love porridge. I say love it. I like porridge. Porridge is good. Once made it for my second ex-wife and my son. And they were not fans. And it was perfectly good porridge, actually. I can safely say it was everything that I remembered. To me, porridge makes sense. And granted, it's a pure bias. It's just, made from oats. And I've had porridge done in Scotland where you just put salt on it. That actually works quite well. And of course, then there's the other version where you put cream and honey or syrup on it. But of course, my second ex-wife being Chinese, they have a form of porridge. It's called congee. I really don't like congee. But, matter of taste. So the Americans have grits, the British/Scots have porridge, and the Chinese have congee. Although congee is not obviously just for breakfast. But it's basically just rice stew, if you want. No, you can't trank the corpus, unfortunately. It would be hilarious if you could. I mean, when you think about it, I think you don't even have to think about it. Some of the things people eat, it's like, it's enough to make you sit back and look at them and say, what? Now, a lot of things that people eat. Oh, I love bacon. Who doesn't like bacon, apart from vegans? And even vegans can buy faux bacon, can't they? So they can have the bacon experience without the guilt. With apologies to vegans. But have you ever considered fugu? is obvious, is notorious. Chefs who make fugu have to be specially trained and all the rest of it, because it can kill you quite easily. Because it contains, what is it, heterotoxin? Now, the thing is, you can actually get perfectly safe fugu, because there are actually captive bred pufferfish, and because pufferfish in the wild get that toxin from what they eat, if you have captive bred fugu, you can have all the pleasure of eating it without the risk. But, okay, people are weird. But how is it that fugu became this, we'll call it, notorious delicacy? Because how did that come about? I mean, I can understand, some poor fisherman, I'll say Japanese for the sake of argument, because it's associated with Japan, but there are pufferfish all over the place. So some Japanese fisherman catches a pufferfish. Perfectly reasonable.
We need refined coolant to close the fracture. Find a coolant recnoid.
And he's hungry. And hungry people will eat just about anything. But, so, he's hungry, and I don't know whether he eats it raw or cooks it, and promptly dies. Yeah? Something like that has to have happened. They're not going to know how poisonous it is when they first catch it. They've just got to be really, really hungry. Because, pufferfish is not the most attractive of food fish. But again, when you're hungry, anything will do. And you might think, okay, from then on, everybody says, okay, don't eat that weird spiky thing that blows up like a basketball. It'll kill you, right? And you would think, well, that would be the end of the story. Everybody finds out you can't eat pufferfish. It's poisonous. But no, fugu went on to become this delicacy. How? Did nobody learn a lesson from the first person to eat a pufferfish? Don't eat the pufferfish, it'll kill you. What did that first person say? Oh, this fish is absolutely delicious, and dies. Is that what happened? And they think, oh, well, maybe he just got a bad one. So we'll try it again. How about that? So, what happens next? Fisherman goes out, gets another pufferfish, eats it, and dies. Now you've got two dead fishermen. And yes, maybe they said, oh, this is really delicious right before they die, but they die. Oh, and by the way, fugu is apparently not that delicious. I mean, it's perfectly acceptable white, fish, apparently, but it's not particularly remarkable or anything, from what I gather. And yet, somehow, over the years, people worked out how to eat it safely. Now, I'm guessing at this point the rich must have gotten involved. Because, when it comes to things like that, it's going to be the rich that are really going to go for it rather than the poor. The poor are going to take one look and say, no, that's not worth having. And the rich are more likely to say, oh, if we can find a way to eat this safely, that'll be a hell of a flex at the next dinner party. But still, with something so lethal and of variable lethality, incidentally, you know, even if you get a wild caught fugu, you're not necessarily going to die immediately from eating it. Depends on how much toxin there is actually in the fish. Yeah, I suppose it's not inconceivable you might get away with it. But nonetheless, you would think, would you not, that the sane reaction to that is don't eat the pufferfish. Don't eat the spiky basketball.
Thermia could come in handy. You ready? Drop that refined coolant into that fracture to get the party started. Incoming forces! Protect the canister!
Isn't it always the case when you actually want to go tranquilizing animals in the Old Vallis, you can't find them, but when you accidentally get into a firefight, then you kill something and someone yells at you. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to ski. Oh, sorry about that. But there are all kinds of foods I can make up stuff about like that. And some of them will make you very sick. Until you learn how to prepare them properly. Another one that will make you quite sick, if you're not very careful, is locusts. Now, people around the world have eaten insects and arthropods for millennia. But some of them contain gut bacteria that, if you do not properly remove them, will make you extremely sick, if not kill you. Locusts are one such example. I mean, locusts, apparently, I don't know what they taste like, but I mean, it's a small arthropod, so, shrimpy. I mean, if you're going to eat shrimp, you might as well eat locust.
Grab
grasshopper.
the and get to another fracture.
But yeah, if you to prepare something like a locust, apparently what you have to do is sort of take the head, twist it, and then pull out the intestines, because you do not want the intestines of a locust in your stomach. It will make you very sick. Hello, have aliens been on this planet? I mean, that looks like an alien egg, minus some of the slime. Yeah, people like shrimp.
If Neff won't do anything about this,
I'm not massively keen on it.
for him. Let's get this.
There's something about arthropod type food, including shrimp and crab and lobster, which does not go well with me. And the funny thing is, that wasn't the case when I was a kid. But then my tastes changed, apparently, against my will. And so I don't like them anymore. But I mean, if you're going to eat something like shrimp, well, you don't get to complain about something that's the same size but lives on land, do you? I mean, so the same people who would eat shrimp, if you said, here's locust, they'd probably go, ooh, are you crazy? You know what we're going to do? We're going to go back to Fortuna, exit and restart, because this is driving me crazy. Not that I've ever... You really want to do this, guys? Bit of the old ultra violence there. Let's I try to remember where it is. I think it's Lake Victoria. Shores of Lake Victoria, they get these swarms of midges. And there's so many of them, they collect them and eat them as sort of insect cake. I can't imagine it's very tasty, but when you want food and you're hungry, that's one way to do it. Of course, the amount of effort, because you've got to get nets to get this stuff, so you've got to make a net so that you could get this really unappealing food. Oh, I just saw that Prakash made a comment. Yeah, the only streamer I know who uses Restream. Oh. I didn't do that. Well, you wouldn't necessarily know if somebody uses Restream. The only reason you know about me is because I mention it. How many streamers do you know that multitask? Stream to more than one platform simultaneously.
Throw us to all outbound rail tractors.
I think you can do the same. There's another one that you can do it with.
Credits for dishonest work. And keep your voice down. I've got a cover to maintain.
But generally speaking, Restream actually does work extremely well. Especially seeing as it's free. Well, it's free for two accounts. So if I wanted to stream to Facebook as well, I would have to start paying. Otherwise, I would only probably be streaming to YouTube. No. I haven't received an update. Hello, routes. Is an update due? I haven't seen a notification about that. Thought someone had nicked my titania for a moment. That's no, not helpful. I've got that. Maybe I don't.
Mature. Female.
They are cute little things then.
Lovely coloration. Settle down, little friend. Settle down. We're almost done.
That doesn't sound.
White-breasted is a popular pet when they can be tamed. Not for this one, though.
That's kind of cute.
Just a little worse for wear, but we can see to that. Nicely done.
Hey! There we go. Mission accomplished after... How long's that taken me? Oh, 45 minutes. I don't have an Ivara Prime. And I think I did have an Ivara and fed it to the helmet. So what do I actually, where do I trade in?
Look around now, don't be shy. Good friends, good buddy, ain't hard to buy.
Where do I trade in my
Also available for
tags?
See you later, agitator.
Who do I trade my tags for?
Guns.
Oh,
Whatever.
it's not Udico, I know that much.
Geology lesson. Thermal fractures are what you... Oh, you see Zood, send him my way. Girls know.
Who do I trade in the these tags for? I don't think you can trade me for Ivara unless you mean Ivara Primed. I'll have a look and see what I've got. Other side? No. No.
Status check on coolant flow.
The biz?
Oi, I got work if you can keep your mouth
Huh. I'll take a look. For the business.
Used to be. You had a problem. You came to me.
Oh, right.
Now I
Thank
just
you.
sell fishing gear. Oh, Duck told me I was going soft. But a quiet life isn't so bad. I recommend it.
Nope, not that option. Oh, no. Oh, I see. Got it. Gotcha. I wondered how that works. Yeah. Never mind. And I don't want the floof. Thank you.
I'll be here when next you return.
645 hours in, and then I find out about that. Yeah, the DMOS tags are much more worthwhile, but the Nightwave achievement was specifically in Orb Palace, so here we go. Right, what am I doing next? I don't know.
Shall we?
Yeah, Prakash and I were trying to do Walls of Ascension yesterday. That wasn't our most successful. Destroy 3 Necromech Vault Guardians. I could actually do that. If I do that, and I do want this, I might go for that. If I'm very lucky, I could actually do it in 1 or 2, and I could use it to continue ranking up Bone Widow again. Well, it's better than me just sitting here. Yeah, I can't do that quest. I'm terrible at that kind of thing. At some point I'll probably get around and finish it, but it's going to be embarrassing, so I'm certainly not going to live stream it unless my sense of humor is feeling in a particular fashion. I really don't like that quest at all. Okay, you know what? If I am going to try and do this, actually I could do. The easiest way for me to do that would be to do one of the bounties solo. And I think I could do that. Or one of the bounties 3 times solo. I think I will head for that. So what I am going to... Oh, right. Okay. So what I am going to do is I am going to take a slightly early break. Make sure my bladder is properly empty, and I will go and bash the living hell out of rogue necromechs. Vault Guardians, I should say. Right, I will see you all in a couple of minutes. I have actually used the big pipes behind Fortuna to do level 3. I got just to finish off level 4, but I'll give that a bash sometime. But for right now, I think we're going to go beat up some infested, and I can never remember what I need. Oh, okay. Plans for a green screen are still afoot. I hope to get that done by Christmas. So you won't see this. You'll see, I'll probably just make it transparent and you can see my background there. Let's go chat with Mother.
Of course this place is harsh. It's testing us.
Oh,
You have to be
that
harsher
works.
still. Look farewell.
What is a murder doa kuba karak? I'm gonna guess you got it from a kuba lich.
Much has been hidden from us.
Yes. Oh yes. No, I've had that plan for a while.
Surely contain the deepest.
Excuse me a second, Prakash. No, the problem is I have a very limited space here, so I can either try and stick it in off to my right here,
He has been up to.
or I can stick it in directly behind me and change the angle of the camera. So if I move the camera from there to there, it's only about a foot. It would give me a completely different view, and I could put the green screen in behind me, I think. What you can't tell is right behind my chair here is my bed, because I actually stream from my bedroom, which in winter is very advantageous because this is the only warm room in the house. The rest of the house, the apartment, is an icebox, and I can't afford to keep the whole place warm. Otherwise, I would have moved my setup into the kitchen / dining room area. But yeah, no, I do want to have green screen. In fact, you can't see it, but technically I kind of do. You see how chat is transparent? That is actually using the green screen feature. So, let's go to the mission entrance. Sorry about that, Bricage, while I pontificate. There. Yeah, get stuck, why don't you?
If you gather the correct materials, you can persuade the infestation to open up for us.
Thank you,
Think of it
yes.
like gathering bait.
That looks yummy for a monster door. Let's find some more. Okay, we better get another one to be sure. Now we just need a jug to
Excessive.
mash everything together in.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm already in the archwing, aren't I? Yes, of course I am.
Fully grown.
Protect the vessel while it is stewing. The stench is bound to draw infested.
This one's gonna do it.
Sorry, this makes me grin. Gotta love slam attacks on this thing.
Now take the concoction and throw it against the large cloaca I have marked on the map.
Sorry, that makes me grin every single time. Yes, I will throw it against the large cloaca. Because of course we are. It's not a cloaca anyway, it's actually a sphincter. Cloaca is something quite different. Yeah, that's a sphincter, that's not a cloaca.
Yay! Let's go inside before it starts chewing!
Yeah, cloacas don't chew either. Nor do sphincters.
Oh, wow, it's so toxic in here it'll burn your casing up! We need to do something or the vault won't open!
Some of the infested are adding to the toxicity level. Deal with them quickly.
Hey, we can use infested ick to keep the toxin off you!
These are the last of the infested in the area. The largest and deadliest specimens from deeper levels. Be careful.
The tox level's coming down! Now the infested have backed off! We can go to the vault!
The Entranti ruins are close. Keep pushing, and you will be there in no time.
Yeah, Mr. Necromech. Oops.
a necromech guarding the ruins. You will need to defeat it in order to roam the ruins. Ah, the necromech guardian is here. Defend yourself, Tenno. I had my concerns, but that was expertly handled. The Guardian is completely disabled.
Thank you, Prakash. Woof woof. Anything else is just gravy. Oh, hang on, there's more? I forgot. This is the point at which I say, please don't engage, let me get them.
Here's the big guy. He sure ain't pleased to see you, Chip.
The necromech has ceased function.
It is an ex-necromech. It is pining for the fjords. Sorry.
The necromech guardian is here. Defend yourself, Tenno. I confess I had my concerns, but that was expertly handled. The guardian is completely disabled.
Thank you very much, Prakash. That was very useful. And now we just shoot everything that moves. Was that a tier 3? It was, wasn't it? Grief. You know, it's kind of weird. I used to think those things were hard. I know they're not the easiest thing in the world, but how your perspective changes. Where am I going? Trying to find more mechanics, actually. Are you? Ah, yeah, I wanted that. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Oh, come on. I want you that. There we go. One sentiment. And now we work on leveling up the mech. Right, what are we doing? No idea. Do we want to try and crack the vault, or...? Or shall we just get out and I will grab my rewards? Ah! I never know where that is, unfortunately. Always end up going the same very basic ways. We actually came across it, didn't we? No, this is the way out. It's the wrong way. Arguably. You would think, would you not, after all this time I'd know exactly where I'm going, because these are almost always exactly the same. Hang on, one of the exits is actually near the vault, isn't it? Typically. So down here, I have been already, have I not? Yes, I have. Anybody want to do a bit of impromptu mining surrounded by an implacable enemy dedicated to doing appalling things to you? That's a rhetorical question. And this is the way out, which is not what we're after. Just going round and round in circles, it seems. Yeah. Honestly, I think we're going to have to. This is getting a little tedious. Yeah, let's book it out of here. Did you get bigger, Rufus? I swear. I know you're wearing armor and that bulks you up, but my goodness, you're a monster. I mean, you're a nice monster, to me. But,
To be congratulated, Tenno. Few can confront the guardians of the isolation vaults. A fuller mastery of the void and all its implications would be helpful, of course, but this must suffice for now.
I hate ranking up necromechs. Ooh. Useful stuff there. Right, let's go and grab nitane extract from Nightwave. Because that's what you do.
The steady blade, in certain hands, extracts a tithe of blood and pain.
Because I always end up getting nitane extract. Although that's tempting. Yeah, that is tempting, but no. There's one thing I always need, is nitane extract. That's that one. The funny thing is, I've actually got Transformer. How many have I got? I must have 2 or 3 of them. Oh no, I think I've got one hanging around and one more I can build. Oh, that sort of reminds me. Did I already collect? I think I have the Transformer. Yes, I do. Do I want to build it? And I've already got 2. Okay. So I'll hold up on that for a bit. And apparently I need argon crystals, but I don't think I've got anything I immediately need to build right now. I've no idea how that works, but what I am working towards is the Paracesis. I think that's right. Yeah, this thing. That's how come I need 1,000 ducats, which I think I'm good for when Baro, what's-his-face, arrives next week. So, yeah. And as I said in the description, the reason I want it is, who doesn't like a honking big sword?
Reluctant to allow animals on board.
And apparently this one gets fairly good after you rank it up for the 5th time.
Reload.
Oh, that's going to take a while, isn't it? Actually, you know, that would be relatively quick compared with something like a necromech, because I can do regular ranking up things with that. So, what am I doing now? Not entirely sure. Anybody got anything in particular they want me to do? Participate in? Yeah, you really... I swear you got bigger, Peanut. Hey, come here. That suits you, it has to be said. Yeah. You look a bit like a version of Gath of Baal. Alright, hands up. Who knows who Gath of Baal is? There's a very good chance you've seen his image without realizing who he is. Gath of Baal, otherwise known as the Death Dealer. He's an emblem of... oh, grief, I can't remember who. I think it's one of the regiments of the United States Marine Corps, but I could be wrong. But anyway, some military regiment actually has him as a sort of an emblem. I think I've got everything, actually, because I cracked a bunch of stuff today as well. But yeah, no, I'm pretty... I think I'm good for 1,000, and I certainly will be by this time next week. But Gath of Baal was a painting by Frank Frazetta. Worth looking up, by the way. And notably for me, an author named oh grief, who wrote it? Excuse me a second. Now I've started talking and I can't remember who the author was. James Silk. Yeah. James Silk wrote 4 books based on Gath of Baal, and they are surprisingly good, almost poetic in places. Unfortunately, they are out of print, and there is no ebook version except in French, of all things. But if you can ever find the books in paperback, they are well worth reading if you like fantasy. They are extremely well done. I mean, think Conan, but with style, if in a way. In a way, it's a bit of a shame that he never took off. I don't know why James Silk only wrote the 4 books. But yeah, they are actually extremely good if you like that kind of swords and sorcery fantasy. If you like Conan the Barbarian, you'll love Gath of Baal. But, yep. So, anyway, yeah, that's who I'm talking about. The classic, I say classic, was Prisoner of the Horned Helmet. And while that isn't precisely the same helmet, it's actually surprisingly close. Yeah, maybe I ought to rename you Gath of Baal Peanut. But that doesn't really work, would it? So, I am now officially open to suggestions. Oh, I got to scrub. No, I don't get to rub the tummy. I really ought to work on ranking up the Bone Widow. However much of a pain in the neck. Oh, right. Yeah, no, I picked up a bunch this morning as well. I was trying to get the Daikyu grip, and I went through 9 or 10 relics, all radiant, and I couldn't get the part I wanted. Was it the grip or one of the limbs? Oh, did you? I think I'll be able to make it. But I appreciate it. I really did. Do. Actually, then perhaps I ought to crack a few more. Who's up for? Let's see. Let's have a look. See what we've got in terms of the. Let's see. I may as well. Oh, okay. I need. No, got the string. Yeah, I need upper limb and grip. All right. What are we looking at? Miso. Yes, I did, I think. I assumed.
Excellent armaments, operator.
Yes, I did.
Return covered in blood. Safe and sound.
Yep, I absolutely did. The thing is, yeah, I like I say, I had enough to make, I think it was 9 or 10 of those relics radiant, and yeah, I think radiant is supposed to give you a 10% drop rate, but still. What have we got? Miso rescue. Yeah.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Keep fighting.
Look for more reactant.
There's no telling what the captors are doing to our rescue target.
You need to find the holding cell immediately. The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
And now, betrayers, for something completely different.
You're still in the clear. No detection from enemy sensors.
Not sure about that.
You are approaching the holding area. Careful. If the wardens detect you, they will surely initiate the execution sequence.
Okay, now I got stuck. Come on, can I? Now I want the challenge. Can I get up?
The bypass is done. Go.
No, apparently not. Of course, I could just have taken the stairs, couldn't I? That would make more sense. Look at this. No handrails. Are these people insane? Oh, you really don't want me climbing up here, do you? Oh, yeah, you do.
I will not forget this, Tenno. You've located the hostage. Escort the prisoner to the extraction point, and I'll take care of the rest.
Don't suppose you have an extra gun?
Oh, absolutely. Box him.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
I didn't want upper limb, did I? I wanted lower limb. Is it lower limb? I thought it was lower limb I wanted, wasn't it?
You've done your part, Tenno. We'll take it
Yeah.
from here.
Pretty certain it was lower limb I needed. I can never remember these things. Oh no. Oh, hang on. It was upper limb I wanted? Okay. Let me just go double check. It was. Okay. All I need now is the grip. Oh, hang on. That's a Neo Fisher, isn't it? That is Neo, right? Oh, my favourite. My favorite defense mission for ranking things up.
Our position has been compromised. Defend the cargo until reinforcements arrive. There are void fissures in the area. Use these to crack open a relic. We're near a fissure. The enemies are dropping reactant. Keep fighting. Look for more reactant. It. You've opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
Sorry.
Extraction is ready. Unless you can handle more of the enemy.
Yeah, 45 ducats, that's worth getting.
Continue to defend. You will be rewarded for your bravery.
Come on, here we go. I love that charge down the corridor for some reason.
Enough reactants to open the relic.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting?
Let's see. Welcome to the grind.
Keep fighting. Another opportunity to extract will appear soon. Relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Sorry.
Extraction is ready. Unless you can handle more of the enemy.
Oh, I think we can manage that. No. No, yes. I think I've got a death cube. Yeah, I do have a death cube.
Continue to defend. You will be rewarded for your bravery.
Here we go.
Your relic is opened.
Oh, sorry. I've been co-opted by somebody else. I do apologise. And of course I got a Harrow chassis. Why is the Harrow chassis giving out so much? You know what? I can't even remember if I built a Harrow. I think I did. It is now currently residing in the belly of the helmet. Excuse me a second. The screen decided it was going to whip over to the wrong place. Always irritating when that happens. Invigorating.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting?
No. So I've got to crack these relics. Nope. I'd be kind of curious to look at the stats when we're done with this, just for the fun of it.
Keep fighting. Another opportunity to extract will appear soon. The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside. Extraction is ready. Unless you can handle more of the enemy.
Oh, I think I can manage. I know, I always say that. Sorry to be unoriginal. Oh, yeah. Well, we'll take that. 100 ducats for a Shaku Prime? Of course, I'm taking that. No, is everybody wanting to quit? Looks like it. Well, not everybody, but there's a...
We're done here. The extraction
okay.
team will take over from here. Time to evacuate.
Alright, well that was worthwhile. And I have been going for nearly 2 hours. Oh, excuse me a second. Oh. Sorry about that. So, yep, I think I am going to call it a night after I hug Peanut. Where is Peanut? Stop trying to intimidate the helmet, Peanut. I think you'd give it indigestion. Come here, you. So, as you all know, it's the weekend, therefore I'm taking the mornings off to work on anything except live streaming. Although I kind of do have a plan for a video tomorrow, but that won't be a live stream. That'll just be something I upload as a video, like I did today. But I will almost certainly be back tomorrow evening with more Warframe, or maybe something else, who knows. We'll see. Thank you everybody for watching.
Operator, did you hear that? It said...
If you feel like it, you may like, follow, and subscribe. And I will hope you, like I say, I'm just going to completely finish off. I hope you all have a great rest of the weekend. What are you trying to do, Peanut? I've got a suspicion his armor might be itchy. Anyway, I will see you all next time.